Ruben Gonzalez!
All right, here we go, man. Let's do it. Woo! Hey, look at this. Wow! Woo! All right. Even before my first Olympics, I might have been jogging. I might have been lifting weights. I might have been eating dinner. I might have been walking the mall. But you know what was going on in here all day long? What I thought about all day long? I was walking into that opening ceremonies in the Olympics. I could see myself walking into that stadium. I could see all those people cheering. It was so exciting. I could look over there, and wow, there's that flag, and there's those rings, and we're here. I look over my shoulder, and there's that torch burning brightly. And here's the Olympic orchestra playing the Olympic anthem, my favorite song in the whole wide world. And we're high-fiving each other. Man, we made it, it was worth it, it was worth it. And you feel the cold wind hit your face. And you feel the snow and the tears of joy. And you feel the goosebumps just riding up your face. I can feel the goosebumps right now, guys. I am there. I am. And 4 years later, when I actually got to go into that stadium, it was just like I imagined it, only 100 times better. It was awesome. Awesome. Thanks, guys. Thanks. So the littlest guy, he gets on a stationary bike, starts warming up. I go right next to him, and I start warming up. Right? And I knew he was a boxer, but I wanted to start a conversation. I want to build some rapport. So I asked him, what do you do? What's your sport? He goes, I'm a boxer. What do you do? I said, I'm a loser. He went ballistic on me. A loser? Don't you ever call yourself a loser, man. You're a winner. You're a winner. Just like that. Oh, it was terrible. I mean, everybody got off their machines and stretched their necks out. They want to see who the loser was, right? Most embarrassing moment of my life, right? I go, no, luge, just like the bobsled. And I explained it to him, because back then you had to explain it to everybody, right? And finally he gets it. He goes, oh, luge. Sorry, man, I thought you called yourself a loser. That was thanks. Now everybody else thinks I am, all right? Well, it turns out this little guy was Vinny Pazienza. He was the reigning world champion lightweight boxer of the world. He's a champ. If I'd known who he was, I wouldn't have talked to him either, right? Well, when I figured out who he was, I asked him, Vinny, tell me something. Why did you freak out when you thought I called myself a loser? He goes, Ruben, you ought to know better. Champions don't call themselves losers. See? Winners don't call themselves stupid. They just don't.
Up to this point, my Everest has been making the Olympics. When I was 21, I was watching the Olympics on TV, and I saw Scott Hamilton win the gold medal. He's about 5 feet tall. I thought, man, if that little guy can do it, I can too. I just got to find the sport. The reason I chose the luge was because my strong suit was always perseverance. My nickname was Bulldog. And so I thought, I've got to find something with a lot of broken bones, and maybe there'll be a lot of quitters, and I just won't quit. I'll outlast everybody. You have to want something badly enough to stick around while the going gets tough, because it's always tough at the beginning. What kept me going was that Olympic dream. Those 2 weeks are magical, and it's worth doing anything for 4 years to get them.
When I come share my story with your team, I'll share what I had to do to make it to the Olympics and how by following the same principles, anyone can reach their goals and dreams.
So I'm going to tell you my story. And when we're done here today, you're going to walk out of here thinking, man, if that guy can make it to the Olympics even one time, then we can do anything, okay? Yeah, because I give people hope. See, I'm not a great athlete. I'm not. I can't jump high. I can't run fast. And I'm not particularly strong. I'm like your neighbor. Really.
First 2 years, I was crashing 4 out of 5 times. 4 out of 5. But the third year, I went from crashing 4 out of 5 to crashing 1 out of 100. I figured it out. See? And by then, there's nobody left. No competition. See? Now, that guy told me 9 out of 10 people quit luge. He's right. 9 out of 10 people quit luge, but he didn't tell me the whole story. 9 out of 10 people quit everything. 9 out of 10 people don't give themselves the time to learn the skills that they'll need to reach that dream. So whenever you go into anything new, if you'll go in with the attitude that quitting is not an option, I'm going to figure this puppy out and I'm going to do it, I'm going to win, it's a done deal. If you go in with that attitude, give it a little time, you'll learn the skills and you'll be in the top 10% because 90% of people quit from under you. And then that's when everybody starts calling you lucky. And that works in everything. It really, really does. Now, the difference between wheel training and ice training is the same difference like walking and skating. There's no traction on the ice. It's terrible. Now, the luge track's almost a mile long. It's about 3/4 of a mile long, about 15, 16 curves. And they start you off at the bottom. Everybody thinks you start at the top. No, that'd be murder, right? No, they start you at the bottom, like on curve 10, and you're going about 20 miles an hour. And you're just bang, 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 bang. I mean, nothing seems to work when you're first learning. And you just crash, 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 crash. And then finally you figure it out. So as soon as you figure it out, coach moves you up a couple of curves. Now you're going 30 miles an hour. Well, 30 miles an hour, gosh, there's no time to think. Everything's so fast. Crash, 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 crash. Figure it out. Move you up a couple of curves. Now you're going 40, right? And you literally crash your way to the top. I mean, you do, right? It takes about 100 runs. If you're pretty good, it takes about 100 runs to get you to the top. Now you made it to the top, well, big deal. Now that just means you can drive a car, but you can't go and drive an Indy yet, right? So you have to perfect. You have to get it right.
Successful people think big. They're always focusing on the dream. They don't focus on the obstacles. There's always going to be obstacles, but they focus on the dream. Why? Because the dream gives you energy. It gives you strength. It gives you passion. It gives you everything you need to bust through those obstacles, right? And they think differently. They talk differently. They ask different questions, right? They'll ask questions like, what if? What if? Why not me? Why not now? Those are great questions to ask yourself. Those are great questions to ask your kids, right? Why not you? Why not now? Why not?
6 years after the Salt Lake City Olympics, I decided to start training for the Vancouver Olympics. Only 40 men would get to compete in Vancouver. I was always ranked about 45 in the world, and I was by far the oldest one. Everybody thought I was a coach. And coach said, Ruben, I can't believe you're still scared. I mean, you've been losing for 25 years. What's going on in your head when you're sliding? I told him, man, as I see those walls going faster and faster, I get tighter and tighter. By the bottom of the track, I can't believe I can even steer because I'm stiff like a board. He said, you're focusing on the wrong thing. Luge isn't about speed. It's about who has the best time. Stop looking at those walls. They're scaring you. Focus on a spot about 30 feet in front of you. Pretend you have blinders like a horse, and just think about what you need to do in every section of every curve to ensure you have the best time. If you change your focus, the fear will disappear. It made sense. I had to stop focusing on my circumstances, start focusing on what I needed to do to be successful. That night, I did about 100 mind runs, visualization runs, with blinders on, and just focusing on my driving. The next day, on my next run, the fear disappeared. It didn't reduce in intensity, it disappeared. Changing the focus changed the experience. What's everybody focusing on today? The news, unemployment. Don't focus on that. Focus on what you need to do to keep on keeping on. Focus on why you got into this business in the first place. Get back to that why. Change the focus, changes the experience, changes everything. Changes everything. It does.
You guys can do anything, anything. So thank you so much for having me. You guys were awesome. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you, boss. Thank you, guys. Woo. Thank you.